Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we're going to be doing a really cool, awesome deck profile of my Abyss Actor deck. Yes, Abyss Actors. They've gotten support here and there throughout, actually, Yu-Gi-Oh's history since they came out, and I do have some other Pendulum decks I'm working on the side, just to let you guys know that. Even though you don't see me do a lot of Pendulum deck profiles, I do have a good majority of them that I'm working on, like the Magician ones, but that will take some more time to work on. But this deck is one of those Pendulum decks that I've always just liked because of its mechanic specifically. It's very interesting and always been intriguing to me, especially with Abyss Actor Comic Relief, which is a really cool card and concept for, giving your opponent comic relief, then using comics relief to get the secondary effects of your Abyss scripts off, which is really cool. So there's a lot of different ways you can play Abyss Actors and ratios, but I really like this deck. It's really cool, and it always is going to probably get support because it was in the anime, technically, as a protagonist, quote unquote. How much you ever wanted to, argue with that? It was his protagonist deck. So first off, we got our 3 Abyss Actor Superstar. Superstar is really awesome. It's going to help you add your Abyss scripts. In addition to that is a 2,500 beat stick, which is awesome. So it's very useful. Its scale is okay for a level, for a scale 3, but it's a really useful card for helping, search things out that you need to when it comes to your Abyss scripts, etc. Good staple 3 of card in the deck. Next we have 3 Malamadana. Madonna, like a virgin, whatever you want to choose for your Madonna song, you can just reference that. Is a staple 3 of. I've had some people say that pretty much they don't like Madonna now more. It's not as good as it used to be, and while I can agree with that to some degree, I still find that the card is very useful and a staple 3 of in any Abyss Actor deck. I've seen people cut it down to 2 of. I'm not a big fan of that. But I think she's a staple 3 of, hands down still. Pretty much what she's going to help you do, guys, is there's a couple of things. Do keep in mind that she is a scale 0, which is great for this deck. And secondly, she's going to be a searcher to some degree for some of your Abyss Actor cards and monsters, mainly. So, which is really good for this deck. It's something that the deck did. When this card initially came out, it gave a boost to Abyss Actors big time. It actually made them really playable and viable as a deck. But this card is still good. Staples a 3 of. Like I said, you can run different ratios. I still like her as a 3 of personally. Next, I run 3 Wild Hope. Wild Hope is one of those cards that I see different ratios of. I've seen 2 of, I've seen 1 of, I've seen 3 of. Mainly I see 3 to 2. I like it as a 3 of in the deck. It's been working out pretty well for me. It's a good card. One of the cool effects I do want to mention to you guys is it is a level 4, so do keep that in mind when you look at the extra deck. Along with this card and things like your curtain raiser, so to speak, there will be instances where you will be going for rank 4 exceed plays, which does come into play, and that can lead you down the route of maybe going into things like AA Zeus and cards of that nature, which is cool, just to keep in the back of your mind when you're watching the extra deck. So do keep that in mind. Next, we got 3 Comic Relief. Comic Relief is one of my favorite fun cards in this deck, just for the way it's going to interact with all your different Abyss script cards, which is really cool. So it's going to interact with your Abyss scripts really fun and make them very interesting, because what Comic Relief does is, yes, it can change, if it's a pendulum, it's an 8 pendulum scale, which is great, but in addition to that, you can switch him to your opponent's side of the field and then use his effect to pop your Abyss scripts, and then you're going to get your secondary effects off for your Abyss scripts, which is so awesome. Now, some people do not like this gimmick with your deck, and I've seen people legitimately run Comic Relief as a 1 of. And if you're in that field, in that category of doing that, hey, that's fine. You run your Abyss script deck the way you want to run your Abyss script deck. But me, from playtesting and playing with this deck for a while, I really like the mechanic. And people that are not familiar with this deck, when they run into that, they're like, whoa, that just happened. So Abyss Comic Relief is really fun. Try it out. See how you like it. If this is your first time building this deck, you'll find that it has some really cool interactions. Next we have some Abyss Actor Extras. Extras is a level 1, so that's why we run Link Karibo in the extra deck, just to let you guys know. Some people run it as a 2 to 3 of in their Abyss Actor deck. I like it as a 3 of. It's very useful, its effect. But the card that's really good, and you've probably seen this in every Pendulum deck over the years, is 3 Curtain Raiser. Curtain Raiser, I think, is the one Abyss Actor card that every Pendulum player has seen in their deck at one point or another. And the card is still good even nowadays. The card is just really useful, and even though you've seen it in different Pendulum decks, in a Abyss Actor deck, you're going to get all the additional effects, and it's just going to be really good for you in general. So, do keep that in mind. This card, it's not just in here because it's a good Pendulum card, but because it is an Abyss Actor deck, and this card will really shine a lot more and do some cool things in this deck as well. I do run one Abyss Actor Trendy Understudy. This is a Abyss Actor card that not everybody runs, or some people run and some people don't. I like it in the deck because it's another scale as a level 8, which is nice. I mainly run it in the deck as an extra level 8 scale, along with my Funky Comedian, so that's the main reason why. I do have, you know, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as my level 9, which that is something important to keep in mind, but I find that I like the versatility of either or. If you don't want to run your second understudy, you can run a double Twinkle Twinkle Little Star Girl instead. I don't find her effect coming up as much as I would hope, but that's up to you. I'm running also one Sassy Rookie. Sassy Rookie, I've seen people run this as a 2 of recently. I like it as a 1 of. The same as I like Abyss Actor Evil Heal, which is like a big beat stick for the deck. You need to beat over something, you got it with Abyss Heal, because he's a 3,000 big boy that's going to just drop on the field and run over things. That's the main reason you run them in the deck, I'm just being honest. But like I said, you can play around with the ratios of these cards. Maybe take this out for a second Sassy Rookie. Maybe take this out for a second Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It's up to you, but I like just the versatility of these, mainly for their scales and their utility. It does come into play, but you can run 2 of this if you wanted to. And then Sassy Rookie and Heal are usually 1-ofs, but some people like double Sassy Rookie if they want to go down that route. On to your hand traps, we do run 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. You can run whatever hand traps you want to. Go right ahead, knock yourself out. I at least wanted some type of hand traps in this deck just to negate my opponent's stuff if I'm going, you know, second. But also it's really useful if you're going first as well. That's why I like Ash, and it's very generic, so it's going to pretty much hit every single deck out there too. So, good cards. Next we run one Abyss Script, Abyss Maintainment, run Opening Ceremony. These are the 2 scripts that we run as 1-ofs. The other scripts we run are Abyss Script Rise of the Abyss King, which is really awesome if you get the secondary effect off. So run 3 Abyss King. These are just some of your basic ones that you run that are just either continuous spells or just normal spells that are Abyss scripts. We do run some other ones like Romantic Terror as well, which we'll talk about in a second. But these are the main ones you're going to be running in your deck for Abyss script cards, quote-unquote. In addition to that, guys, we are going to be running double Abyss script Romantic Terror. It is a quick play spell, which is awesome. I've seen some people run this as a 3-of, and I even tried it recently as a 3-of again. I decided to cut it back to 2-of, as you can see, but if you want to play around with this card as a 3 to 2-of, go right ahead. Really useful card, but I like it as a 2-of at the end of the day. In addition to that, I'm running 3 Abyss Playhouse, Fantastic Theater. Great field spell for this deck. In addition to that, we're running 1 Terraforming as well. Just really useful for this deck. You want to get to this card as soon as possible. It really helps the deck out a lot in your deck. I'm not going too much into depth if you guys are noticing with this deck profile, because this deck has been around enough that you probably know what it already does. And if you want, I'm just pretty much showing you what I've been trying out and just the different tech options, because of that's what I find is more useful in this type of video. So yeah, this deck is really fun, guys, like I said. Next, I run 2 Triple Tactics Talents and 1 Call by the Grave. The reason I'm running this here, and like I said, you can take these out depending upon how you feel, You could run Lightning Storm if you're going second, go right ahead. You can run other hand traps if you want to, up to you. But the reason I'm running these cards specifically is because if my things get negated, I at least want to draw into them. So Call by the Grave is great, but Tactics Talents is a good second because I can at least draw stuff. I can do different stuff if hand traps disrupt me, which they will. So I do like them in the deck, and it's very useful. So not triple Tactics Talents, but double Tactics Talents and one Call by the Grave has been working well for me. And then lastly, I wanted to make it a 39 card deck, and so I decided to run Upstart Goblin in the deck. Makes it a 39 card deck. I don't care about giving you life points. Gives me a little bit of draw power, along with the searching I already have in the deck, so might as well. Comes in handy. On to your extra deck. Running double Abyss Actor Hyper Director. Hyper Director you can run, I've seen some people run this as a 1 of, 2 of, and 3 of. It's up to you to decide. I like it as a 2 of in the deck still. There are times you want to go for 2 of them per duel, but I don't think 3 of is necessary anymore, but I still see people run that. The one Link Karibo, like we were talking about, this is for the extra. Also, for your other generic links, guys, we're running 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cerberus, and Phoenix. I'm running Cerberus in this deck along with the Phoenix because I sometimes find myself needing to go for Cerberus to pop or get rid of big monsters because this deck doesn't constantly put out big monsters. So if you got the space, run it. So that's why. 1 Nightmare Unicorn has been working well in this deck. I'm also running 1 Zephyron Metatron. It's pretty much used in any Pendulum Dot deck out there, I think, under the sun nowadays, guys. So, great card. You can go for it. I'm also running 1 Blackluster Soldier of Chaos. This card's really useful to go for. If you don't have this card, you can run other cards, but I have it. It's useful. I have big Link monsters I can go into with this. Might as well. I'm also running 1 Axis Code Talker as well, and right now you're going, whew! This deck is getting more and more expensive. I know. I'm trying to build the best version for you guys out there. So hope you guys remember to like and subscribe to this channel. Next, I'm running 1 number 82 Heartland Drago, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Bagasucha, and then I'm also running 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. So Heartland Drago actually is really useful because you're going to usually have the field spell up, and that can help you lead into AA Zeus. Abyss Dweller is going to help against a lot of decks out there. Tornado Dragon, if you run into a back row heavy deck, you got enough stuff to out it, which is cool. And then Baguska, it's Baguska. Worst case scenario, you can go for this. You can also go for Exciton Knight. You could run Castel still in the deck. If you wanted to, I've seen some people run it. You can run a Utopia package still. That's up to you to decide if you want to go down that route. But overall, this is what I've been running. Like I said, the deck has been super fun to play around with. I wanted to put a lot of different links in this deck too because I wanted to be able to have the ability to link climb, so to speak, into different cards and different strategies that I could have in my extra deck. So as you can see, that's what I was kind of focusing on to some degree. But again, like I said, this deck is super fun. It's very awesome. It's a very interesting mechanic when it comes to how it interacts with the Abyss scripts with Funky Comedian. But it's also just a really cool Pendulum deck that's really awesome to play with. But till next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling to all of you. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more awesome, cool deck profiles and other cool videos. And till next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling to all of you. And I'll see all of you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Seto Kaiba out.